Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all having an amazing day today. Today is another day in the garden of a little bit more work. We are trying to reach our goal for Easter, and that way it looks like I may have to come out here. Oh, the bees, the pollinators. Oh, I feel attacked in my own yard. Pollinators are out, y'all. Okay, I am about to get some work done. I'm gonna turn the camera around and show you guys what I am gonna be working on. I think I'm gonna be working over here in this space because I wanna mulch it. Now the first thing I need to do is kind of raise up the irrigation. I don't know how much of this irrigation is working, you know, because over the winter, so I might have to turn it on to see what's working and what is not, which section is and what section is not working. This is where I have my hydrangea standard. It is doing really good. It's already leafing out. I do have, let's see if I can get between here. So this one is a pan quick fire. Guys, pollinators are out here and they're scaring me because there's a lot of bumblebees. There's a lot of like the small marabuntas. There's so many of them. Ooh. Anyway, this is a pan quick fire. So it blooms on old wood. And basically what I came out here and do earlier in the season, I just came out and kind of clip from the top and clip off the blooms. I didn't really cut it down or anything like that because it do have very strong stems. So I just cut off the blooms. You can see where I just clipped those off and it's blooming on same old wood. And then below here is a limelight hydrangea, I think. Does this have a tag? Let's see. Yeah, Limelight Prime. And this one I thought it was dead, but it's doing amazing because this one is falling out too. I have the lemony lace elderberries, one over here that is doing great, and I have one over here. This one haven't really leafed out properly yet. I don't know. Let's see. It still shows life in the branch, but it's blooming below. So I'm not sure what's going on with this one. I don't know if it's in too much. Well, lemony lace elderberry, it loves shade, part sun part shade, so I think it should be fine. But I'm trying to figure out if I should be working in between here because I don't know if you guys can see, there's so many bees and so many, and I don't want to get bite. I just don't want to. Maybe I could wait it out a little longer so they can go home and then I can come back into this area, because I don't foresee this area taking too long. However, I want to take that out. This was a what was this? I forgot what this was. And or maybe, see, it have a lot of good branches on it, and it's kind of leafing out, so maybe I'll leave it alone. I forgot what this is, but it blooms during the spring. I forgot what it is. And what else? My arborvitae is tilted to the side, and I need to, this happened over the winter when we had really heavy snow, so I kind of need to pull it back and stake it up so it will stay up. It's like a standard, but it's falling over, y'all. I don't want it to fall over. So I need to stake that, and I would really love to do this right now, but I'm afraid of all these pollinators, so I'm gonna have to give it some time so they can go home, and then I could start working in this area, which means it gives me time to do something else I also have to get some string to stake this up, so I gotta figure out where I'm gonna get some strings. Whew, I had to wait until that van passed because the noise. Anyway, I gotta get some strings and to stake this. Hopefully I can stake it well enough. I'm thinking about removing this boxwood, but I don't know yet. Maybe when I stake it up, that boxwood will stay in its right place. Because it's leaning like that, it's kind of sitting on the boxwood, kind of. Anyway, we'll come back to this area. I'm waiting for the pollinators to go home. Okay? My front door looking all nice. These, what is it, pansies, violas in the 2 pots, and the boxwood in the large pot. Doing all right. We're doing all right over here. I'm kind of pushing through this because I want to finish before we get the thunderstorm. We're gonna get thunderstorm this evening, and I really want to finish before that happens. So there's a couple of things I gotta do. I do have to mulch this area, and I have to mulch this area, but I want to lift up the blocks just a little bit, and in order to do it on this side, I would have to remove the mulch. So I don't know, how am I doing this? I'm gonna have to remove the mulch. That's a lot of work if I gotta remove the mulch. And I got this bed over here that I need to work on. This is the one to the front, the very front. This is like the center. I call this my center stage because it's like it really does lift up at the front of the house the way this looks. And so the only thing I really need to do is clean out a little bit of that. I gotta cut some flowers on the back. Let me show you that. I gotta cut these roses so they can come off of the boxwoods, and then I'm gonna trim up the boxwood just a little bit in order to get over here mulch and clean. And the bricks around here I need to clean up. A lot of work out here. I don't know how far I'm gonna get, but I'm gonna start. I'm thinking I want to start with the inside over here, or I'm going to start over here. By the time I get into the back and get my gloves and stuff, I'm going to make a decision as to where I want to start. So I decided to work in this area and started trimming the roses, because the roses is hanging over on the boxwood and I want to get it off the boxwood. On top of that is this area right here that I call my center stage. It's in the very front of my house. So I figure if I'm going to take care of every other corner, I might as well start at the front of the house, because that's, again, my center stage. That's one of the area that sets the tone for my entire yard space. So I went over there and I started cutting. But you know what? Working in the front of my yard sometimes can be very, very uncomfortable, because you have neighbors that are looking at you all the time. Whether you're motivating them to come out and do something in their own yard, or they're just admiring, the kind of work that you're doing in your own yard, whatever the circumstances may be, sometimes it's very uncomfortable when you know that people are just staring. So it feels really weird when I'm in this space here. So I couldn't even do much talking. I just decided to just work, just get it done so I can shift myself away from here and get back into my yard. Because cleaning the front here is on the very front of the road. Like, I am literally The grass pathway that you see there is literally the end of the walkway. So you have people that are passing. My dog is barking. It was a lot of commotion just going on in front here. So I just had to just focus, stay focused, continue working just so that I can get it done and remove myself from this area at the front. But at the same time, put good work into it to make sure that it's done properly. My husband even offered to do it for me because he realized the little shyness is in me because I'm recording. And I'm like, no, I'll get it done. But it was very, very weird. Every year, it happens every single year. So anyway, I got it done. Around this area was a serious challenge. So I got it finished. I had to take it the camera off because it was taking so long and I didn't want to use up too much space on my camera. I had to do so much around here. Okay, so first I got it mulched and fertilized. So you can see the little fertilizers is sitting on top of the mulch. But I got everything fertilized and clean. The next thing I had to do was trim some of the roses. Now I didn't trim the top because it's so full, so lush, and I didn't want to do that. So what I did was just clip like the sides so that I can get to the bricks to lift the bricks up. If you notice, I believe I do have a clip in here that shows me lifting the bricks up, which is what I did to like elevate it on top of the mulch versus sinking in the ground. And these bricks can be moved at any time. It's not glued together or anything. It's just sitting on top of the mulch. So that's what I did. I cleaned it up, make it look really good. I did clip some of the dead, like for instance, like this. I had to clip some of these because I never got to trim the roses. But I did see some blooms is starting to come out, like here. Look at that. That is already, there's so much buds already forming up on these knockout roses. So I didn't want to clip too much. I just clipped the sides to clean it up. And I clipped the front, which is underneath here that I clipped. I had to do that so I can trim the boxwoods, the top of the boxwood. I can't wait for the day when these boxwood kind of like really sink in and touch each other and form a hedge. Now they are touching, but I want them to get a little thicker. I don't know if that's gonna happen because these boxwood is the kind of like the loose kind. It doesn't really hold together like a hedge, but it is gonna get really thick and form some sort of hedge in this space. At least I'm hoping for that. And this space is empty. I always keep this space empty. I can't remember for what reason, but this space here is always empty. At one point I put a boxwood or a holly. I put a soft touch holly in this end. I think it was last year or the year before, and it died. It died. I had to remove it. So I don't know what's going on in this end here, but it's vacant. It's left open. It's always left open because when the tree come in with its leaves, it fall over and it kind of blocks all this. So yeah, and as you can see, it looked nice and clean, which is, whew, I feel so good about this. So good about this. I needed to trim the boxwood on this end, but I didn't. I kind of left them so they could be all fluffed out. But maybe at some point I'm gonna come and clip them. Because I already mulch and fertilize and all that, I'm not gonna touch it. I'm just gonna leave it alone. It still looks really nice, and I sure wish that I had clipped them before I mulched. But anyway, I'm gonna leave that alone.